Welcome back to my channel, y'all. I know I'm spitting them out, honey. I'm looking out for the girls. I'm actually sitting in my car once again and getting ready to go ahead and film/record this new upload for y'all. And this is something like a blast from the past for my channel. I am actually going to be doing a Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 9 recap. If you don't remember, I literally wrote off Love and Marriage Huntsville because I felt like Carlos King was a dickhead. Still do. But it was my very first reality show that I covered on my channel. If I can be honest, it's the only reason why I started my channel is because after that reunion that I covered, I wanted to get in Carlos's ass so bad, and tweeting him just wasn't enough. And so that's literally the reason why I started my channel. And I don't know why, but I just got it in me. Like, I want to do a season 9 review. And I do mean the entire season plus the reunion. So here's how this is going to go. I'm going to go through, play clips of, I'm never getting monetized, y'all. I'm never getting monetized. The way I be getting these fucking copyright strikes are nuts. But I don't care because I like good content and I like to give visual aid. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through, play the clips that I'm referencing, and also play my commentary above and over it, and we'll just go back through like that. Whatever happens, we'll just make sure everything flows smoothly and that you guys understand what I'm talking about. And I hope that it's fun. I hope that, you get something out of it, and I hope I can bring a different perspective as someone who was watching the show and then stopped. I will say I've watched, I will show you guys the video that I'm basing my commentary off of. I don't want you thinking that I went and watched season 9, literally all of the episodes, because I didn't do that. Don't have time, really don't feel the need to. There is this on the own YouTube channel. They actually have a recap for the entire season, and that is what I watched, and I will be placing clips to reference what it is that I'm talking about so that y'all don't think I'm talking out of my ass. And if I'm wrong about something and I don't have the full context, feel free to fact check me. I don't care. It ain't my life, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to fact check me. So with that being said, we're gonna hop right into it.
So first things first, I feel like Destiny still loves Mel. To me, Destiny gives off a real little sister vibe. The way she's kind of to me, vying for Mel's love, attention, and acceptance. I feel like she would literally krill over if she heard somebody even suggest that because she has such a strong personality. But to me, it comes across as a little sister who wants the big sister to stay the night.
Anybody stand up at me tonight ain't gonna be the night.
I was standing to leave. I wasn't standing up at you. So that's why
you was leaning towards me.
I didn't come to you, and that's why I was telling you to stop doing that, because I wasn't leaning towards you to come at you. I stood up because I wanted to get out of here.
Now what is that?
I think the way the big light-skinned chick came at Tisha was wild. I think I said this a lot in the last little bit of Love and Marriage commentary that I gave, is that because of how Marcel has treated Tisha, he's kind of given other people the license to treat her the same way.
Yeah, every time. She is the new ops, just so we clear, she took your name.
Hey! She don't even know me. You don't even know me like that. You don't know.
And I think the burly chick, the brolic one, calling her an op repeatedly and then getting offended when Tisha checks her was an example of that. You don't know this lady. How the fuck is she an op to you?
You said ops first. Baby, when you say ops, tell that girl don't run up on me.
I hear you.
Tell that girl don't
but
run
when
up
you
on me.
say
I
the
got
word
too much
ops,
to lose. She ain't got nothing to lose. She ain't got nothing to lose, baby.
Tisha definitely encroached Anita's personal space, that's for sure. But being mad because Tisha's mad doesn't address the beginning that you called her an op. You ask for smoke, you get smoke.
That girl is the messiest girl on this trip. But y'all can be delusional if y'all want to. That girl like to keep her
delusional. Nobody's being delusional.
Okay, she not the op, she messy. You want me to call her messy?
No, but listen.
What do you want me to call
No,
her?
you're still missing my point.
What's the point?
My point is, the simple fact that you say it is going to get somebody riled up.
Okay,
That's all
I won't
I'm
say
saying.
it no more.
That's all I'm saying.
I won't say it no more.
I've been respectful to that lady. I don't know her. I've been nice and kind to her. But don't prejudge me because of me and Mel Hisson, because you don't know the full story between us. That's my thing.
Sure.
I initiated a conversation with Sunny because I feel like emotions were so high at that point. And then I see her standing there, and she's somebody that I once considered close to me. And when she said, I never meant to hurt you, I don't believe her.
Don't walk away, because that's what you do, and it never gets resolved. You don't have a resolve with nobody you got an issue with.
I'm done talking about it, really.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
But you pulled me to the side.
I did, and
So
I thought I
what
would
was-
get a real moment, and I didn't, so I'm done.
I just sat here and said that I hate that you feel that way, and I never wanted this to come from your pain. So what do you want me to do?
Nothing. Nothing.
I just don't like the fact that you keep trying to diminish the relationship that we have to make what you did better. In that moment, I knew that it was more important for you to put on this facade than it was to really connect with me and have some remorse.
Just
Hey, it's all good. Life goes on, baby. It's okay. We'll talk. We're gonna talk.
I'm not gonna act like I was apologizing for what I said. No.
Everybody enjoy this trip, have fun. I want us to keep exploring the island, doing adventurous stuff, and just have a good time. We all work hard. We get
You know,
a
one of the things I
vacation.
do want to acknowledge, is, not to cut you off,
Yeah, go ahead.
that you had to keep being reminded of your pain with Martell over and over again. I know what that feels like now. So I really want to, God damn it,
Just breathe.
say that I'm sorry you had to go through that. For real. Because real talk, I was a real friend to you, and it went left. And last night was the first time I ever heard some of the things that you felt.
You didn't know that I wouldn't be okay with you still being friends with, getting off the phone, need to talk to somebody who's putting
Listen,
me
you
through
say
hell.
that, and that's one time.
How do you think that feels if you my homegirl?
So I've acknowledged
and
it.
this joker's on the phone
Can I
about me
finish?
go friend out?
Can I finish? See, this is the thing that makes me have an issue, because I can acknowledge your pain, but you can't acknowledge mine. I didn't deserve to become a liar. Me being a liar, you started that, and it grew legs. That stigma, that statement from somebody that was perceived to be very close to me, to know me, has followed me into other things.
You know what has followed me, Destiny?
Can I finish,
I got
Mel?
all her deep secrets. I know where
Mel.
the bones lie. I know this, and I'm
Mel.
thinking, what bones is she talking about?
Mel, you gonna let me finish?
But I'm just saying.
Okay. Another thing that grew legs, that I'm messing around with Martell, and you know, if you don't know, I'm telling you, hell no. Hell no. What is that face? Melody.
Yeah, Destiny.
I'm saying that it grew after you said it.
Things grow after people say things. Speaking of, right? I'm just saying. Because we gotta be fair in it. Things grow after things are spoken. For example, there's a comment that you made that I want to address and get to the bottom of where this is too. You said to my mother, you need to worry about pimping out your daughter.
So I am glad that Destiny was able to come back and defend herself against a lot of the allegations that were thrown her way, namely that she was sleeping with Martell, that she was messy, and that she was a liar. Now, the unfortunate part is, the only thing that I feel like I really believe is that she did not sleep with Martell. But I do still think this lady is very, very messy, and we're going to get into why as the review goes on.
So you just pull out the sky on the day that your re-grand opening. I'm gonna say that Melody's mom is a pimp.
So what I want to do is acknowledge that I apologize, and I apologize to your mother publicly, and I want to move forward with that. Is that accepted?
Nope. I want to know why you said that. Where did that come from? Like, what? It was so left field. I need liars to start owning that and saying why they're saying it, and let the record show when you don't have any merit for doing so. But of course, in typical Destiny fashion, she didn't have it. She just needed the moment.
It seems like they don't want Mel to be the queen, but they treat her like she is the queen. Like, I don't really know how I can narrow that down some more, but is it me, or does it seem like all of the ladies, including some of the men, are constantly vying for Mel's approval? And then when she doesn't get it, Mel is a bitch. And you know, I can appreciate Mel wanting people to explain why they're saying things. I'm not mad at Mel for being like, no, tell me why you said that. And if you pulled it out of your ass, I want you to tell me that you pulled it out of your ass so I can prove a point. That y'all be saying stuff and be pulling it out of your ass. I think that that's a great tactic. I think that a lot of people on the show, they throw out an apology and I'm sorry, this, that, and the third, in a way to kind of like brush everything under the rug. And then when it's brought up again, because they're still being passive aggressive, i.e. Destiny, it's gonna be like, well, I apologize, but I apologize. And it's like, yeah, you apologize, but did you really mean it? Do you even really see why you were wrong? So I will say that I feel like they have a pretty good cast here. Like, honestly, I feel like the women, like, they're stacked. There's a good amount of women. We're not stuck with the core 5, the core 3, or how many... How many ever, y'all? I feel like they have a really great group of women. I feel like the women aren't punks. I feel like it's a good mix of OGs and new women. They actually have things going on in life.
Because honestly, I just want to be able to be in a space, move forward, and be healthy. So I'm going to say this in front of everybody here. As a woman, I am sorry that you're hurt and that this hurt you. Now, if you can accept it, great. And it may take time. I'm not saying you have to.
I feel like Destiny acts sort of like a crybaby. She's just, I can't even explain it. It's just that she's very, very passive aggressive. And honestly, she's the type of woman that I feel like I would have to smack. Hats off to Sunny for being able to kind of like deal with her without wanting to smack her. But I feel like I would have to smack her because she's extremely passive aggressive. She's always loud. What's her name? Stormy was like, people mistake passion for aggression. No, my whole thing with that is passion passion can be aggressive, just like passion can be not aggressive. You know what I mean? But passion can be aggressive, so it's not like somebody's mistaking you being passionate for aggression. It's like, no, your version of passion is very aggressive, baby, and you need to tone it down. So throughout this little dinner that they're having, I peeped that Stormy does not like Mel at all.
Even met. I guess the difference for me is because, you know, it's no secret. Like, my mama, she feel how she feel about you. But I have always made it very clear on social media, at the reunion, in every place that I'm not in agreement with it. And I verbally, publicly tell my mama, don't do that. If I don't agree, I'm going to say something. Have you ever done that?
Say that I don't agree with what they people are doing.
What they do.
Not even in certain situations of my own. I don't respond to most of the stuff.
I think we all business women. I think we don't deserve that level of hate that we get.
Thank you.
That's the problem. Yes. It ain't the fact that it's fans. It's another level. Mm-hmm. It's another level. I'm saying state where you stand. Do you agree with that?
I don't have to say. All right. I don't have to say. When you sign up for this type of thing, I understand what comes with that. I've had people, because everybody have their fans, let's be clear. It's some people who hate me, who in my DMs that I've blocked plenty of people because they like different people that...
I see the faces that Stormy was making, like, off to the side when the cameras weren't really focused on her, but you could still see her. And she looked like, I wish this bitch would shut up. Like, she does not like Mel. And I honestly can understand why when she asked the question of, like the thing with the millimeters about, like, coming to Stormy's warehouse and her ending up getting arrested. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's kind of fucked up. And don't get me wrong, I understand why Mel doesn't address everything, because if she did, she'd have to address everything. But I think something like that was definitely worth her speaking up and telling the fans that, like, hey, chill out. Are the mellometers out of control, y'all? You know, are the mellometers more aggressive than the other fandoms? I don't really know. As somebody who has previously described themselves as a mellometer, I've never been overly invested enough to show up to somebody's warehouse, somebody's business, and attempt to get them arrested. I think it's fucking nuts. Let me just go on record in saying that. But I also feel like Mel doesn't really like Stormy either. And I feel like the reason why Mel gave such a blank response, a blank stare, is because she doesn't care that her fans did that to Stormy. And I feel like she doesn't care off the strength of how Stormy and Betty treated Mel. I don't know if it was last season or the season before last. They were very aggressive toward her. And so I think Mel feels like it's open season. If my fans just so happen to do a little too much, they just so happen to do a little too much. You know, I don't think she likes Stormy back. Definitely don't like Betty. And I think the whole thing with Stormy's warehouse, it was just kind of collateral damage. I see that the ladies are saying that Mel has no feelings. I don't think Mel has no feelings. I think she's just very irritated with these women. But I will say, I do wish that her and Stormy could have had a real conversation, because Stormy has clearly spiritually elevated. And you can tell by her demeanor that just something is different about Stormy. She's contained, but she's direct, and she's not going to let anybody play with her. They really could have had like a heart-to-heart, like a real conversation, but I feel like that's kind of dead, because I feel like neither one of them trust each other at this point. Outside of trust, neither one of them really like each other.
Front, and she said she has no feelings about this either way, but knowing Mel, and maybe she's evolved, but the Mel that I knew, she absolutely has feelings about it.
So what I would like for us to do is to go and continue to enjoy this island. I think we have maybe another day and a half. Continue to enjoy this vacation. As I've said many times, we all work hard. We all work hard every day, and we are away from some of the stress of life. So let's enjoy ourselves.
Okay. I think Sunny is very pretty. Sorry, that was a note that I had. She was just looking really, really pretty throughout the clip. Tired of these women thinking that they're real friends with each other. Y'all are clearly not friends. At the most, y'all are just castmates who are cool. And that comment came when Nell asked Sunny if they were thinking about having children. And Destiny's like, you're my friend, why would you ask her that? And that's the thing, because she's not your friend. Y'all are castmates and y'all are cool, but she's not your friend, period. Okay? I'm gonna be giving Trish a lot throughout this review, y'all, but it comes together at the end, so just bear with me.
You know what I'm saying? And I just seen it from a picture, so I'm like, damn, she cute. You know what I'm saying? Just like all these other girls I seen that are cute, I'm sliding DMs, and if they attractive enough to me, and it's like I kind of make the decisions. If I want to goddamn try the not. So no, I didn't try anything. It was cordial. She came up there, watched TV. I don't know if she drank some wine, I don't even know at the time, but that was it.
It's really not that big of a deal after having a conversation, because me and Trisha did have some words about it, because initially she didn't tell me about it. So it was one of them things where I'm like, okay, I mean, I can't really be too mad because it was way back then, but I don't like the fact that you didn't tell me.
Here's the thing. Ken is telling me about a story that he wasn't there. We have one eyewitness participant, and Ken telling me what happened. Unfortunately, I've got to go with Martell.
At the end of the day, there's no reason for us to harp on it and keep going back and forth about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, leave it alone, Marco.
Is he my woman now? It's my turn.
Ken is a patient man. He must really be in love. No, I definitely won't put myself in no situation like that. Everything had to be fine before I put myself in that situation, but he a good dude, so we're gonna see how it goes. Hopefully he can get through everything. They still be together.
I guess because I've been in a situation before with a married woman.
Now Ken is sharing with us that he was involved with a married woman before and another married woman now. I think he's a pro at being a side dude. Definitely a pro.
It's hard, way harder than when people try to make it beat than when you done establish a whole lifestyle together and just to be like, all right, I'm out.
The only thing that Ken knows is what his married fiance told him. And sometimes, you don't need that much of a story to just fill in the gaps. You might learn the hard way.
If someone's madly in love with you,
right,
you let go of that hand and grab yours and go, right? If there's love that's holding you on, that's the only thing that makes sense to this. Why are they still married?
There is a such thing, I think, as being too messy for TV. And as I was watching like the first half of the recap, I felt like that was Trish and her fiance / her side dude. To me, it's giving that she did smash Martell, and I think that she did, not because Martell said so, but because she didn't tell the man that she was bringing into this circle, like, hey, you know, just to let you know, nothing happened, but me and Martell, blah, 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 blah. She did not tell that man nothing. And to me, she didn't tell him nothing because she didn't want him prying because she smashed. Trish is full of shit as far as that's concerned. But I do think she is very pretty. She has some great skin. She has a great body, and I love the arms. And, you know, I just generally think the black women on this cast are gorgeous. Like, that's actually a note that I have. Very pretty black women on this cast. And beauty isn't everything, y'all, but I love us, okay?
Because you know me, I'm big on respect. I do not like being disrespected. I'm not going to continue to be disrespected and turn the other cheek. You know, when I got with you, it's a package deal. I signed up for you, the kids, and everything else that come with it. And I plan on marrying you, you know, once y'all handle y'all situation. We have to be smarter about this situation. If we want to be married, we got to do the things that we need to do to make him not happy, but, you know, appease to his emotions, his feelings. You know what I'm saying?
I think, I hope, I guess. Who knows? You never know me.
My next thing that I'm going to go into is, why does Martell insinuate he's had sex with women when he hasn't? I think it's disgusting. Like, and again, I say, I don't believe Trish slept with Martell because Martell said so. I believe it because of her own actions. But I think it was Marceau who made the comment that Martell also tries to insinuate that he's had sex with Destiny, yet Destiny is adamant that they have not. And I don't know, I just think it's disgusting. But because Destiny has some kind of love Jones for Martell, I don't care what she says, she's not gonna check it, and she's gonna continue to be friends with this man and continue to try to be friends with Melody while you allowing rumors to float that you slept with her ex. I don't know, y'all.
A lot worse than what they say it is. It makes it look like it's exactly what they're saying it's not.
And Martell's version of events, the timeline didn't seem to add up. Ken and Trisha's timeline, of course, didn't add up. All of these relationships have to overlap with the husband because she's never been divorced. She's still married. Work with me, all right? Ken, Megatron, Superman, right? Super great guy. Everything that she's missing. The husband, this guy abandons her, right? Leaves her to fend for herself when the whole world, right, comes crumbling down, and the only people that you have next to you are the people that care about you. And you wouldn't run away from the husband at the first given moment.
Maybe there's some things about Ken that causes her to pause. You know, once you've been married one time, you're pretty slow the second time.
I'm saying, when you know what you don't want, why do you hold on to something that you don't want? Unfortunately, I think he might love her more than she loves him.
Don't speculate that out loud, because we don't know that.
I'm saying that just doesn't add up.
We all need to, like link up and like get it figured out.
I'm saying that there's more to that story, and I'd like to know that more.
Trish got handed to her a little bit on the trip. Somehow Martell told Stormy that Trish came to his house, and Trish was like, no, but then she turned around and she was like, well, I did go to his house because I was gonna train him.
And in the house. So it's automatically natural, and I'm a natural provider. That's what I do. No way am I trying to take your place, because I can't take your place. But at the end of the day, you have to be present. Like, you can't make an excuse, I don't like this, I don't like that. And never in no way should it ever got to the point to where you become absent, bro.
I should have known who was around my daughter.
First of all,
hold on, let me finish.
You never even.
Bro, I came to the house. You said a man never leaves his family, and I'm gonna make sure a man is inside the house. For one, I didn't leave. I got a house around the corner. I was traveling.
You was traveling, but your dad did everything for you.
I didn't leave my children. No.
Technically, you did. Your dad was there.
So you're basically saying that I was an absentee father from the time I had to remove myself from the situation.
No, you removed yourself before he came along. You removed yourself at the first house.
He's been there.
No, that's not. Wait a second. Hold on a second. No, because nothing. Wait a second. Okay. No, wait a second. Wait a second. You were absent at the first house, Marquez.
You saying that I'm absentee? I'm absentee maybe because I'm not even absentee. I haven't seen them because I'm also always get excuses. I already got dance. I already come stay, and she like, nah, I got something going on or something.
Dude, that is a load of.
So I brought the paper for us to just go ahead and get it, like honestly, to just get it out the way, because that's the only way we're gonna be mature about this situation. So we just need to get it notarized and signed.
I'm actually shocked that Marquez brought the divorce papers. I can still tell he has little feelings for me in there, but seeing his family happy with Ken could be a little hurtful. And going from high school sweethearts to divorce, it's not easy.
Hard to know just who to blame.
I really have to get going.
Had our parts to play.
I'm used to him crying and, pouring out his heart on things, and then just doesn't change.
Ready?
All right.
All right, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man.
Bet you never saw the end. I was said, let's be friends, but my life's not better when we're together. I don't wanna play pretend. I'm not gonna say it, man. Nothing but my life's not better. We're together, so I'll let you go.
Okay, so after the trip, Destiny and Martell link up, and is this not exactly what Mel had an issue with? Is this exactly not what Mel accused her of doing? Literally, after they get off the phone, you call him and just basically relay the same information. And I also want to note that Melody, because wives, let me tell you, wives who've been cheated on and beaten on, they do some weird shit. And keeping up with the side chick, keeping tabs on the side chick, keeping tabs on their husband by way of the side chick, to me, that's just one of those things. I have heard of women doing stuff like that before. Not necessarily befriending the side chick for real, but in a way trying to keep tabs on their husband and just keep their ear to the streets in a way. You know what I'm saying? That's not the same thing, Destiny, as you being Melody's friend and then going to befriend the woman who her husband cheated on her with. That couldn't be more different. And I feel like knocking on 40, bitch, nobody shouldn't have to explain that to you. And in the same scene, Martell accuses Marceau of cheating. And I'm just so glad we're done pretending like it was Mel who was like spearheading that rumor.
And the next, she's being cordial, and she's still avoiding what the real issue is. And I'm really tired. I'm way over trying to figure it out.
But Marceau, he kept going in. I don't like for another dude to be speaking on somebody else's situation when they don't know anything about it. You know what I'm saying? And then, too, if they being hypocritical and all that kind of stuff, too. That's one of my issues with Marceau. I mean, even Maurice, too. Don't y'all come at me. Stop coming at me about, like, Martell, you did this, you did. Man, shut the up. Don't say nothing else about what Martell Hope did. Don't be hypocritical.
That part. There are a lot of double standards in this group. Marceau is a big mouth person, and he has a lot of standards, and some of them might be double. I don't know.
Even when it get down to the Scotts, when Marceau Maurice, I think they was over at my house, the house that I built or whatever, and Marceau, he had said he don't do anything to get a divorce. And I'm like, dude, you cheat like a mother. Like, dude, shut up. You acting like We ain't been places and you did whatever. Like if anything, don't say nothing. Don't sit up here trying to make me seem a certain way when you know that you 1,000 times worse than me. Just don't say nothing. A real man will step into the room, and if you see me doing something, you'll try to straighten me out, but you ain't finna try to make me look bad because you know you worse than me. So just shut the up.
So I'm taking this since we're talking about stuff. I also caught wind of an interview you did recently with Crystal XO. And I was offended by what you said in that interview.
Okay, what I said?
It's a few things. You said Melody is just as bad as Martell.
I ain't never tell nobody you just as bad as Martell.
Oh, you said it. You said it's both of them. She can be stubborn and hard-headed.
There's gonna be a lot of people that are disappointed, you know, not just because it happened to me and the fact that, you know, for whatever reason, I may have let them down from who I am or whatever. As far as public opinion, I've already been convicted. So you're not innocent until proven guilty, you're guilty until proven innocent. A lot of people are gonna be disappointed because they're not gonna have answers. Like, this is an ongoing case, and anybody with any...
So Maurice got arrested, child. Maurice was arrested for DUI, post-law degree. Interesting. I think it's obvious that these men are cheating, and I'm kind of sick of the delusion. Honestly, I'm also kind of sick of the conversation because let me tell you something. I do not believe that every man cheats, but I believe that most men do. And most men cheat because it's extremely normalized for them to cheat. Actually, not cheating is seen as like depending on the group that your husband is around. And I think this is kind of where male comes from, right? Depending on the group that your husband is around, if he is not cheating, he's seen as a lame. So 9 times out of 10, most men are cheating because most men are expected to cheat by their friends, by other men. And it's that kind of reinforcement, right? That being said, I do not believe that every man cheats. I believe that the men who do cheat, they were already gonna cheat, no matter who they're married to, no matter when they got married, if they were 20, if they were 30, if they were 40. But I also feel like knowing that I want us to stop talking about cheating unless it becomes like more pertinent. As it relates to this Maurice situation, they're kind of trying to allude to the fact that Maurice was on his way to a side chick, leaving a side chick. Do I believe that? Honestly, I don't not believe it, and I don't believe it. I don't like making up stories when I have no proof. What I will say is that it sounds very, very plausible. It sounds extremely plausible. And I think that, Kimmy, you are too old to be not knowing where your husband is at when you go to bed, honey. I think the conversation that the two had was really, really staged. Kimmy looks like she has a lot to say, but she is not saying it at all. She looks like, you know, she was forced to have the sit down. She looks like Carlos King told her, yeah, it's time for us to have this conversation right now. I don't know. I don't know if she knows something and she's tired of talking about it, or if she's just straight up like, I wish people, namely male, would stop trying to convince the world that my husband is a cheater when nobody has really brought forth any compelling proof. And I can't say I disagree.
It's hard to figure it out, you know. But I really do appreciate the fact that, you know, you're there for me.
Do y'all hear the ducks? God, that is a huge dog.
Graduation went okay, don't you think?
Yeah, but this dude came up and thanked me for coming. Like, he invited me or something. Like, and I'm like, my dude, we invited you. We paid for this. We arranged this.
Be careful who you marry. That is pretty much the conclusion of my recap for season 9, episodes 1 through 7. Be careful who you marry. Don't cross mail. They're cheating for sure. But if you don't have proof, why dwell on it? Anyway, I hope you guys and gals have a great day. And I will see you in the next one.
It's funny that, you know.
I'm feeling some type of way because I spoke with Mel.
Okay.
And she was so angry with me. We did an interview. And I said her Martell was draining. I was saying the situation was draining. And she couldn't figure out why I would say she's draining. And she was like, that's not what friends do. I shouldn't say anything about her. I got it. I will not be just speaking on them. Even us counseling, she laughed about that. Like,
spent a lot of time
counseling. You guys a mentor? You've never been a mentor or counselor. I got my counseling, my mother, and my God.
The male said that?
Yes, she said that. And I sat there, I did, and